Well, well, well. WrestleMania has happened, and it almost was a pretty much a complete disappointment until the last match. But well, I'll get into it. If I'd recorded this a couple hours ago after I'd watched it, probably be raging a little bit because I was pretty pissed after one match. You know the match. I don't even need to say the match. You know which one. Of course, the Divas Championship. I'm kidding. But I'm just gonna do a little review here. Some of the stuff that happened was pretty weird, but the kickoff or the pre-show, I found a fucking stream, which was terrible. I ended up I watched now the match again because it just kept on fucking stuttering and whatnot. And actually, I know I left a comment in one of my videos to say that this pre-show, but it's actually a countdown to WrestleMania, where it's just like a fucking preview thing, you know, loads of video packages and stuff. Scott Stanford. I'll watch it later after I do this. But it was a pretty good match, the Fatal 4-Way thing. It lasted 16 minutes, 2 seconds. It was pretty decent. Los Matadors went first, then Ryback, and then the Real Americans eventually lost to the Usos. But it was good, pretty decent match for the pre-show. Oh yeah, at the end, fucking Cesaro and Swagger were fighting a little bit, the ankle lock, and then the swing, it's getting a swinging. And it looks like Cesaro and Swagger are done. But the Usos retained, which is pretty good. Double splashage. And still tag team champions. Now, on to the main show. Daniel Bryan defeated Triple H. This was a really good match as well. Holy crap, it went 25 minutes. It was the longest match on the show. Wow, that's pretty cool. I was pretty tired during this. Eventually I went down, because I was falling asleep. I eventually went down, got some energy drink and some cereal bars, because cereal bars rule the world. And yeah, it was good. Eventually Daniel Bryan won. Like, he kicked out of the pedigree, which was pretty surprising, and then got him with the knee. And I thought Triple H would have kicked out of the knee, maybe he would have taken 2 knees. But eventually, no, he didn't, just done. And then after the match, Triple H went a little wild and attacked Bryan with the chair, and Stephanie was looking pretty hot. I think that's hot pants she was wearing. She was looking really good. But yeah, we won't get into that. So Daniel Bryan won, so he went into the thing, so that was good. And next match was just, I was just shocked at how this went. It only lasted 2 minutes. I thought it was something like that. It was crazy. The Shield defeated Kane and the New Age Outlaws, and it just seemed like a brawl or something, or like the last minute of a match. It didn't really, you know, it just didn't happen. It just was like a beatdown. The Shield just squashed Kane and the New Age Outlaws. New Age Outlaws has to work with the Shield WrestleMania, and they just get squashed like that. Although they did do the double triple powerbomb, which was pretty cool, and did all their signature moves, but it just seemed kind of pointless, you know, just a squash. But I love the Shield's fucking ski mask thing. Oh, I want one of them. I need to get one of them. That's what I need to do after this. I'm going to go and check and see if they have it in the Euroshop. Probably not, but whenever it does, I want one. That would be awesome. But that's that. And then the next thing, I think, yeah, it says 31 man, so there was more people, because I noticed Kali and Tyson Kidd, Xavier Woods, Yoshitatsu was in it. I noticed they added some people. Christian wasn't there, he must have still been fooked up from his thing. Yoshino Tonga was there too, I noticed him. But eventually it was won by Cesaro in an awesome moment when he lifted up the Big Show and held him for a little bit and then threw him right out of the ring. It was crazy. I was like, holy shit. It was just awesome. A really cool moment. Cesaro won. He's clearly got plans for him, I would say. I could see him being possibly world champion by the end of the year. That would be really cool. Maybe, you never know, might split up the titles again, which would be good. I think that would be the best decision going forward, is split the titles up eventually. Or, you know, make the IC title and US title relevant again, but that won't happen. So, just move on. The next one was a good match, you know, and Bray Wyatt is pretty cool entrance. He had some new gear on, and the guy playing his song, you know, the guy that did his song, I can't remember what he's called. That was pretty cool. He had new gear and stuff, he looked badass, but eventually Cena won. It was kind of a weird match, you know. Cena acting all like he didn't want to get angry or some shit. It was really stupid, to be honest. And Bray Wyatt eventually lost, which was just, didn't agree with that. I don't. If you have a reason as to why Cena can win, tell me, because I honestly don't see why he needed to win that match. I mean, I understand the way it was booked. You would think that Cena would win, but I mean, this is the thing. They should be pushing new people in, and they've done it with Daniel Bryan now. I mean, a couple of years later, after he gotten huge and whatnot, but it should have been Bray Wyatt's moment, to move on forward. Like 10 years ago, Cena won against Big Show for the US title, and that sort of started his rise to the top, or whatever you want to say. And it should have been a similar thing here for Bray Wyatt. Would have been good to see. I still think he'll probably have a good future, but I just think he should have won at WrestleMania. That's my opinion. And I love the crowd. I expect on Raw that we're going to see what was it on Luke Harper's thing? Oh yeah, we've got the whole world in our hands, and they were all dancing and singing it. I expect Raw to have that, but a lot louder. And now the next match, I just don't see any logic at all in Brock Lesnar. Yes, Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker. Now, I'm not somebody that ever gets pissed after a match and actually, shouting and stuff. I mean, I didn't go crazy, but I was just like, what the fuck? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm okay with Taker the streak breaking, but why does Brock need to do it? Brock isn't the one to do it. It just doesn't make sense. I've probably been raging a bit more if I did this earlier, but I've read some stuff, and to be honest, I don't know why Taker or Vince or Triple H or Lesnar even agreed to do this, but apparently it was Taker's decision, and it might be like a sort of just like a big middle finger to Sting for taking so long to finally to get to the WWE. But apparently there's still going to be a thing between Taker and Sting on Raw in next year in WrestleMania, but it seems kind of pointless now. I mean, there's no streak. I mean, you see how they build up matches, so I don't expect it to be good. The build up, the last good build up was Taker Shawn Michaels won at WrestleMania 25. That was, in my opinion, probably the best build up to a match ever. I thought it was really good. But since then, it's just sort of shitty little promos. Hit them with a move, but nothing really interesting, But honestly, I just don't see how Brock Lesnar defeating the streak was a good idea. It should have been for somebody, like I said in my predictions, like Roman Reigns, to win it, to push a big somebody that's going to be a big star. What's Brock Lesnar going to do? Apparently his contract run out as well after WrestleMania, and I'm also hearing things that he went off the script, and if you don't see him again on Raw or whatever, then he's been fired. But I don't think that's true. I mean, Taker would have easily kicked out, if it was a thing. Some people are saying that Taker missed the count or what have you. I don't think so. I don't know. I just don't see how it makes sense for Brock to defeat Taker. It just doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. If you have a logical explanation, tell me, because I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, even if Roman Reigns or somebody had one, I'd probably still be shocked. But I know. I just don't get it. I don't see how this is good for Brock Lesnar. Somebody that shows up a couple times a year, and is he's going back to UFC later this year. So, what's the point? Seriously, what's the point? Just don't get it. Next thing, the Diva Championship. Why this was after that match, I don't know. Should have been on earlier, but like the Mama Goat said, it was suicide for them putting that match after that, which I agree. It just didn't make sense. But AJ retained, which was good. So don't know what plans they've got for her next. I mean, the way they use the divas is atrocious. Terrible matches they put on Raw when we all know they can actually do better. Seen NXT, they can wrestle. Don't know what'll go on there. No, Vicky Guerrero's supposed to leave after WrestleMania, so yeah, she's going away. I thought she would have stayed, maybe been the manager or what have you for her daughter Raquel Diaz on NXT, but she's pretty good on her own. She was when she was like before. She just came back recently. She left for personal reasons or something. But anyways, the next match, the final match was really actually quite a good match. I had a feeling Scott Armstrong was going to come out. I had a feeling that was going to happen, but that didn't work out. Daniel Bryan kicked him in the head, and then eventually, I think Daniel Bryan hit him Triple H with a sledgehammer. Eventually, he went away. And then he dived out on fucking Triple H, Stephanie. It looked like she hurt her ankle or something, and Scott Armstrong landed on her. But you can't expect that wearing high heels. If you're going to be involved in something like that, why would you wear high heels? I don't know. I don't even know why women wear them in the first place. I don't see the point. But the best moment, or the fucking extreme moment in the match, was Batista going with the Batista bomb on the announce table. Then Randy Orton did the RKO, but it looked like Randy Orton took the worst of that. He landed right on top of the fucking monitor, and his back was bleeding a little bit. That looked really, really fucking sore. I'm surprised he was got up and continued, to be honest. But then eventually D. Bryan won. I think he pinned Batista. I can't remember. It was a couple hours ago. I watched it. I fell asleep again. I fell asleep during the Taker entrance, and then I woke up at 7:30 or something. Mum came in and says, "Oh, if you watched all your wrestling?" And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So I had to go and watch it again. But what do you expect? I only had 3 hours the previous night, so of sleep. But then I got it watched. I was still tired as well. More energy drinks. But then eventually, I got it watched, and I just watched the thing just before doing this, the pre-show. Went back and watched the bits that I missed, where the stream was fucking up. I think when this network thing eventually gets here, if it does, they should get it on Sky. Just have it integrated into Sky. I mean, if they just had the on-demand thing through Sky, and just have the network as a channel. What airs on live or whatever, all their different shows, just have a channel for it. I think that would work better. But then again, not everybody has Sky. But then again, if fans of wrestling, I doubt they would. Well, if they're fans of it, they need Sky Sports to see it. So it's kind of. It would be a good idea to have it on Sky, but then again, if people can't afford Sky, then maybe having a thing on your iPads and stuff maybe would be better. I don't know. But I mean, if it streams the way it does, I mean, because when I was watching the stream, the thing was buffering and whatnot. The guy who was recording it, it's a ear hole. The guy who was recording it, it was pausing and whatnot. I can't stand that shit. When I want to watch something, I want to watch it in high quality. So I'm probably going to keep just buying the pay-per-views and whatnot. I prefer quality over quantity, and I don't care about all the other pay-per-views and that. I don't have time to watch that. I barely have time to watch wrestling, all the weekly shows and shit. So all that stuff doesn't bother me. And my reason for why the network is taking so long to get here is because they probably have to edit every single fucking thing. Pay-per-view, edit out commentary, put the segments in the wrong order like they do for SmackDown, edit Twitter and stuff related things out because we don't get Twitter according to WWE's logic, and any other stuff like that. All that sort of stuff gets edited out, advertisements and the things with Mountain Dew or something sponsoring them. No, I never even heard of that until today, that drink thing. All that stuff gets edited out for some bizarre reason. I don't know. Why waste time? Just fucking air the thing as it is. But that's my prediction as to why it's taken so long. They're probably just editing every single thing all out of order and whatnot. But yeah, that's about it. That's, well, yeah, it is it. That is it. There's nothing really more to say. I was really just disappointed, with the Brock Undertaker thing. I just don't get it, I said to my mum, she was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I was like, "Undertaker lost at WrestleMania." And it doesn't make sense, like, why Brock would win. And she goes, "Oh, he has to lose or something." Or I can't even remember what she said, but I was just like, "Oh, you don't get it. You don't get it." But I know, it just doesn't make sense to me. If you have an explanation, some people wanted to see it happen. Some people are like, "Oh, I'm glad it's over. Brock was a good choice." But I just legitimately don't understand how you can think like that. Brock only appears a couple times a year. He's not going to get any bigger. He's not going to appear anymore. So he doesn't need it. He's not going to go and have another, loads of title reigns and good feuds. It just doesn't make sense, I don't know what more I can say. I don't know how somebody can think that it's a good idea. I mean, the streak ending, okay, I'm fine with that, like I said, but Brock Lesnar was the wrong guy to do it, in my opinion. Just don't understand it, I really don't. But Raw should be interesting. I expect the crowds to be pretty wild, which will be good. I know I'm not staying up to watch it. I never do, because they always cut shit out, and I can't watch the stuff that's on the app. Oh yeah, everybody's faces when Taker lost. I couldn't believe it either. It was just shocking, Just didn't make sense. The match was pretty, it wasn't good, to be honest. Oh, probably the highlight of the show was, I forgot to mention this. Good thing I went onto the WWE.com. The beginning when Hogan came out, and then Austin, and then The Rock. But the funniest bit was when I never noticed until Cole said it the second time that Hogan messed up. I wonder why the crowd was booing, and he said something about Hogan thinks he's in the Silverdome or something. I can't remember what he said, but then Hogan it was so hilarious when he twigged what he said. He just started laughing. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I mean the Superdome, brothers." It was really, really funny. It was a great segment. I was maybe expecting a stunner or two. That would have been pretty cool. But it was a really good thing, Hogan coming out, and then Austin and Rock. Really, really cool moment. It was. I don't know if it was the highlight of the show, but it was probably one of the better things. That and I would say Cesaro winning, Daniel Bryan winning were the three best moments. I don't know. There's nothing else I could really say about it. Yeah, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro winning the thing, and that thing with Hogan in that was really good. So if you didn't see it, I would recommend you can watch it for free. I mean, if you don't want to pay for it, I don't blame you if if you know the results and whatnot. But some good match. But the Taker match, that wasn't that good. It just didn't seem good. I mean, I think the last few years, people just seem to think, oh, it's WrestleMania, so it's a good match. I don't agree with that. Some of the matches that people say, oh, is really good, I sort of disagree. I think people just overrate them. Just because it's WrestleMania, it's a good match. I don't think so. And Taker's Lesnar wasn't that great of a match, to be honest. It was okay, but it wasn't brilliant. But it's just my opinion. Feel free to tell me. Like I say, tell me if you think if Taker losing to Brock's a good idea. I want to know a detailed explanation as to why, because I don't get it. I don't know how you could possibly think like that. And tell me why you think Cena defeating Wyatt was a good idea. Again, I don't understand it, but I still think Bray Wyatt will be okay, or I hope he is, or Cena's just gonna, keep on reigning for another 10 years, bored out our skulls even more. But yeah, I didn't really know how to end the last one. I just started speaking crap again. Oh my god, 90 minutes, lovely. But that's it for now. If anything bizarre happens on Raw, you never know, I might be making another video, but I doubt it. I do doubt it. But that's it for now. Like I say, tell me your thoughts on it. An A to F rating, I would probably go with C. That was my opinion. C. It was because of Taker and Cena winning. Cena winning and Brock winning takes it down a bit. And the rest of the show wasn't that great either. Like the Daniel Bryan thing, I mean that was good, but apart from that, it's kind of just meh. It just wasn't brilliant, There was some backstage segments and whatnot. It was pretty good-ish, I guess. And Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, looks really weird. He's got this big stash thing. But that's it. That's it. Nothing more to say. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Oh my god. Yeah, hit it. If you feel like it, hit it. Do what you want. I don't really mind. That's it. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.